Yes, I love it. Melissa, where are you?
I'm in my kitchen.
I want your house.
I love my house.
Your house is it's very cute. It's very cute.
I love
What are you
my,
doing in the kitchen? What are you doing in the kitchen?
I'm cooking. I'm cooking a centuries old recipe that my Akkadian ancestors, way on back, when they were and continue probably to be, um, about at the poverty line, and they were putting together what they could put together
Yes.
to survive, as did many different traditions and many different cultures. And I was standing here stirring this. So I'm making gumbo um, for my Cajun Acadian people. And the most difficult part of it is making the roux.
And this is ROUX
OUX. Mhm.
Rue.
It's
Okay.
yeah. So
I
from a
don't
French
kitchen. I
word,
don't kitchen, so you gotta like walk me through it.
it's okay. It's from a French word meaning red. Rouge, roux. Um,
I thought it meant sauce.
Well, it's a thickening agent. So,
Okay.
and I want to just, so I'm having all of these ideas as I'm mixing this together. It's really, to me, difficult because I don't do it every day. And so it is flour or something like that, and some sort of an oil, and that's it. And you mix them, but you have to, it is like an exact. It's not baking exact, but it is. I've been standing here stirring this for an hour and something, an hour
That's
and a half, maybe, because if you do it like the way that my family does it is really dark roux. And so it's just flour and then you put something in there and some sort of fat
like
for the
like
vegetarians, like animal fat. I don't know.
I was gonna say like a hunk of lard or a piece off of your
That's right.
yeah,
That's
because
right.
you keep a thing of lard in the fridge and it's just from every time you fry bacon and then you pour the runoff and everybody has that thing of lard in the fridge, right?
A lot of people do. A
Okay.
lot of people don't.
Okay.
But so this is my, I will show you really quickly. This is my mom's. She got that when she got married. So it's, my parents married in 67. This is what I grew up with. And so every
That
time
pot?
yes, every time I cook with it, I'm like, how many thousands of hours did she spend stirring and cooking? And so then I went to, oh my gosh, this is, even if you're not doing witchy things, every time you're stirring something, love, care, something into, unless you're making something that's not loving and caring, but most people don't do that.
Even the stirring of your tea or your coffee,
Yeah,
that's a spell going
it
around and
is.
around.
And I've been doing more reading about that. And so for a while, as I'm stirring, I'm doing this karma come quickly, let justice be done, the highest good for everyone. And then thinking, oh, my mom's just probably not happy that I'm doing this. Neither are my grandmothers, who were very much Southern Baptist, although they're on the other side, and so probably they get it a little bit more now. But
They're in on all the jokes now
yeah,
because
that's right.
yeah.
So all to say, I started thinking about my mom, and then I thought, oh my gosh, my grandmother and her little arthritic fingers. And then I started going back and back and back. And that's one side of the family. That's not even my Cajun side of the family. Back and back and back and back. And I'm like, what is roux? It's like these two unlikely substances to mix, different colors. And you stir and you stir and you mix and you mix and you mix. And then it makes something so valuable, like this alchemy, gold. And they meaning almost every culture that I've learned about, like African culture, they
Mhm.
use roux. Haitian, Hungarian. I mean, most of Europe in different ways use some sort of roux, not obviously the French base, but I know indigenous cultures. I mean, there's just something really simple about putting these ingredients together and standing for so long and stirring, 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 giving to the community. So then, and I will wrap up. I'm like, what is that astrologically? I'm like, okay, that's got to be some, I know it's food, but like to me, that's some fourth house stuff and that's ancestry and thinking about specifically mine and what does that mean and why are some, like, what does it look like in different charts, like the fourth house. People are, whether you celebrate what many people celebrate this Thursday or not, whether you celebrate anything around the holidays or not, you're called upon to celebrate it because of capitalism and it's in your face and all of that stuff. So, and it brings about thoughts of family. And anyway, so I just started thinking family. What does it look like in different people's charts? That's all.
So I love all of this, and I wish I could smell the food you're cooking and be there for the sensory experience of it. I do. I
Very
wish.
Taurus too.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is very, very your moon and Taurus,
Yours
right?
moon.
Mm.
Uh-huh. So what you thinking?
So, okay, one of the things that I love that astrologer Bear River said, they them pronouns, they said that it's not mother fourth house, father 10th house, as many people have been taught,
Mm-hmm.
as much as it is unseen parent fourth house, public parent 10th house, which of course for me flips it by gender and puts my dad in the fourth house and my mom in the 10th house, because everybody knew my mom was my mom. My dad wasn't around. So
Mm-hmm.
this also helps if you're
So that's
adopted.
very clear for you.
It's very clear for me. It's if you're adopted, it's clear. Adopted, the parents that adopted you, 10th house, the parents that you were born to, fourth house. Did I just give you a light bulb moment?
Oh yeah.
I think I did. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
If
gosh.
if there's question about paternity, fourth house.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just didn't. I knew it wasn't exactly the same. I didn't know it was that.
that.
Okay.
I love this framing of it. And when they said it during an interview with Kira Taborn on the Astrology show, which I don't think is a podcast that exists anymore, but this was a wonderful, fabulous episode. And if it does exist, I'll link to it. They were exploring that fourth, 10th house dynamic and what we tell about it. I have still always used fourth house for roots, home
Mm-hmm.
that you grew up in, ancestry, land, ancestral land, the trauma that goes with your generations and all
Yeah.
that. But then I'm like, I also know I've got people in my 12th house. I know I got people in my 8th house. So I wanted to know, what is it beyond just fourth house stuff when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to our history, and especially with people that are no longer here or that we never met because they were gone before we were born. So
Right.
this is when I get into derivative houses, which I am no pro on derivative houses. I defer to Rachel Lang, my partner and our friend Rachel.
Rachel knows
Rachel
everything.
knows everything.
How does she know everything?
And she's a singer and a musician and an artist. I mean, a visual artist. She's also an author. She's also a politician, and
She's
not the
sleep.
scary kind. Like, I mean, she just. I wonder, because she's young. So there's a part
She a
of me that
vampire?
goes, yeah, she's young. She may be a vampire. She's, so there's part of me that goes, she's just really young. And then I go, no, like, even when you were that young and didn't sleep, you didn't do that much.
Mm-mm. I mean, she's got like that sexy like the vampires have.
She does. She kind of sparkles.
She does.
Yeah. She
Love
seriously
you, Rachel.
literally does everything. We love you, Rachel. She's also a filmmaker working on a documentary. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. All this to say, Rachel, derivative houses. Here's what I learned, and that really stuck with me, is that when we want to talk relationships beyond the ones that we know are in certain houses of our own chart, and we want to start looking at relationships beyond our generation,
Beyond the grave?
we can do that. So
Okay.
so for example,
Mm-hmm.
derivative houses would mean I know that I go to the fourth house to look for my dad. Let's put that there. If I wanted to look at my dad's dad, I would have to think, does my dad put his dad in the fourth house or the 10th house? And I would say, oh, my dad would definitely put his dad in the 10th house, in his 10th house. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is I would go 10 houses from my fourth, because
Whoa.
right, because dad's in my fourth. If I wanted to do my mom, I would go, so if my mom's in my 10th house and I want to go to her mom, well, her mom would be in her 10th house. So I go all the way around, and that gets me to the 8th. And I go, so my grandmother's in my 8th house.
Okay.
because 10th, because that's who she was to her. I know.
Can we work through some of this so that like in a if we have time to do so, like in a practical way? Because I've got this and then this with the burned finger.
Girl,
It's fine.
Mars hanging out
I'm
on
being
you.
dramatic.
I got a boo boo too. There's
Did you,
mine. Look at that. A week later.
honey, that's bad. Oh
No,
my
I
God.
it's deep. Mars came. Mars came for me in the bathtub. That chemical
Burns,
burn.
burns hurt. Uh, Also, as I'm like ADHD or whatever, just like deep dive, as I'm stirring, I'm like, oh my God, that hurts. And I went over there and I'm like, I wonder if I had any witches in my upline. And then I'm like, but you know what? I think if I do, because I have more like water anxiety, although I love water, I was like, I think maybe they would have been drowned. So anyway, weird.
But so I got this book from Rex Bills called the Rulership book. This is one of many rulership and correspondences books. What I love about it is among many things I love about one of the things I love about it is that you can look up things like just alphabetically. So if I go to ancestors
Mhm.
and I go ancestors and alphabet over here. Boy, I did not bring my readers. Ancestors. There we go.
Oh,
So ancestors, it says you're going to look at the second, you're going to look at the 10th, you're going to look at the 8th. And why are those the places you're going to look? Because you're going to go from your fourth to something else. You're going to, and then what about from theirs to something
okay.
else? But it's what's going to scoop up all of those. And I was like, well, where's the 12th? Why is the 12th not in there? And it's like,
Right.
well, what is your relationship with your 12th house? Is it prisons? Is it systems of imprisonment? Is it mental health? Is it like what is it that actually happens in your 12th house? And for me, for so many of my relatives to have long been passed, I was born very late in my parents' life. So I came along and like was the one for like everybody else was all like I'm the age of the grandkids of my like my siblings are
Right.
so it's like, what about the relationship with the 12th house? And then I go, okay, we don't do that by derivative houses. We do that by just how much of your dream state, meditative state, not being
Okay.
present here, but using your abilities to like teeter between worlds. Do you spend with your ancestors? Because you would put them there if you spend time there.
And in an air sign house, I mean, in an air sign, there's probably a lot of. May I back up in two things? I'm not
Yes.
looking at you, not that I'm being rude, but I don't want to burn myself again.
Don't burn yourself and don't burn your rue.
Okay, no, the roux's good now. I've got I put the Trinity in it, the bell pepper.
Trinity is bell peppers, onions, and celery.
Mhm.
The Trinity.
So I'm guessing other people will have questions about this if I do. Before we even get started, Zoom, on derivative houses,
Oh, was Zoom making you raise your hand?
it's a problem. Um, Tell me how. I had I grew up in a more traditional family
Yeah.
for the time. Mom, dad. Dad worked outside the home. My mom did until I was born. At that point, she worked in the home and doing a lot of other things too, but she managed all of that. Now, as far as like who is the most public, I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but my mom was powerful.
Yep.
And I don't care what anyone says, she was kind of in charge. She did defer to my dad. Charles, what about this? Charles, what about that?
Love that
And
our
she did her
dads
thing,
have the same name, by the way.
Charles and Anne.
Charles and Charlesy.
That's right. I think it's my dad because he was definitely out there more. He was more outgoing, although I think he was more outgoing. My mom was a little bit shy, probably more insecure, but very powerful. It, how would you determine who would be like in which house if you had both parents
Hmm?
who were? like super visible? Like, how do you determine that?
With considering what always was meant by fourth house, 10th house, it was fourth house. When I say always was meant, beginnings of astrology. Fourth house
Yeah.
was tender of the home,
Okay.
the one that kept you safe in the home, and the 10th house was left the home to go out and get
Okay.
the things that made you
All right.
healthy and have a home. And so that's why it became gendered.
Got it. Okay.
Feminine mother at the bottom, and father goes out and kills the moose and drags
Yeah.
home stuff for the mom
Well,
to.
that's the way it was in my family. So that makes sense. So, okay.
Yeah,
So my father, 10th house, my mom, fourth house.
great. And so when you are using your grandmother's cooking pot, is that mom's mom?
Mhm.
And would your
Actually, no, this was my mom's cooking
oh, it
pot,
was your mom's pot. Okay, so we don't
but
even
this
have to
is
use.
my mom's recipe.
So was now we're going to look at your mom's chart. In your
Oh
mom's
my.
chart, in your mom's chart, doesn't matter what signs are where, we just want to do houses. Would her mom have been fourth house or 10th house?
Fourth.
Okay. So fourth from fourth, that's your eighth. So the recipe is in your eighth and you're making it in a pot that's in your fourth.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I know that this is not what you're asking, but my mom was also Cancer rising with the Scorpio moon. And my grandmother was a Scorpio sun.
Oh, don't you love those family patterns? Like when we've got, yeah, we're like, we were going to get that energy in this house.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, my mom is very, very representative of fourth house matters. She has remember seven placements in Cancer.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay. So my mom is fourth,
Yep.
and then that means you count 10. Is
Well,
that what you mean?
if we're looking at her dad, we go 10 from 4. But if we're going to her mom, we go 4 from 4.
Four from four. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. And that's a derivative house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does that mean though, exactly? Like what?
So the way derivative houses work is, and I'm just looking at like what is the actual definition here.
Uh-huh.
The technique involves treating any house as a temporary first house and then counting subsequent houses from that point to illuminate the hidden connections and meanings in that space. So, for example,
Okay.
when you first said to me family stuff, and especially this week with people, for some fakakta reason, traveling to places they left of
That's right.
sound mind, you left of sound mind, and then you go back to those places to be with those people so you can be reminded why you left.
Mhm.
Okay, fine, fine.
Sometimes, not always, but certainly there's this encapsulation that sometimes happens when you get with your people. And it's like you time travel back and everyone plays their role.
So that's the part, that's exactly what I thought of when you said this family conversation, because I think for me, one of the biggest struggles in doing things with relatives is I express from my first house, and that is not where they experience me in their charts.
Okay.
Well, because think about it.
Hmm.
To my parents, I'm in their fifth house.
Hmm.
And so, unless their fifth house happens to be a perfect alignment with my first house, I'm not going to be what their fifth house is. So, it means I can't possibly be what they expect of me, need me to be. For my siblings, I'm in their third house.
So you do it that way with everything, like your
You
sibling.
can. You can.
So my siblings are in
Third house.
the third house. Three over is Sag.
You're a Cancer
Me.
rising,
Uh-huh.
Virgo.
You started.
You're a Cancer rising, your third house is Virgo.
No, I know. But then didn't you say you moved three over from that too, or no, derivative
That
houses?
we would if we're going to yet another relationship. If just you and your siblings,
Got it.
your siblings
Yes,
live in the third house.
that's right. That's right.
And
I was
then
adding
if we
three.
want, yeah, well, if we want to look at their kids, we would go 5 from 3. So their kids are in your eighth house. I know. Do you not know why?
No, okay, so third, and then you don't add three, you add how many?
I added 5 because kids are in the fifth. Your kids are in the fifth house. Do we need to go through and do like what each of the houses are for like people? I think that would be helpful because people might not know. And here I am doing it in my house. I mean, doing it in my
I
head while
know,
I'm
and
doing
I'm doing it too, and I'm
it.
like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, and then I'm thinking, oh my God,
Yep.
so
Look
my,
at that. Nephews and nieces, eighth house. Yep.
so
Yep. Just double
basically
checking.
that's
Yeah, let's do
Aquarius for me.
yes. Yes. Which do you have a relationship with niece and nephews that are like revolutionary and progressive and innovative and a little detached?
Yes. And also, interestingly, in my fourth house, on top of my everything-ish fourth house I see is Uranus.
Perfect.
So it just kind of works out, huh?
It does, doesn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
so let me
Okay.
let me do a quick. I want to find. I would like to find my own
Stuff.
houses thing,
Do
but
yours.
I know I do have a really good one. Um, let's see. Ah, I just showed one off in medical astrology before this, but it was because it's medical astrology. It's going to be all right.
A
Hang
little
on.
different.
Yeah, because I was looking at it and going, oh, I this is actually a medical astrology house list, and it explains what kinds of conditions live in each house, as opposed to what stuff happens in each house. I mean, and
Right.
there's some overlap, obviously, but
Because of body parts and what makes sense and all.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay,
We're getting deep.
I know. I'm so excited,
We're
so
getting in the
excited,
gumbo. We're getting in the gumbo.
so freaking excited. Oh, that one's oh, that's pretty. I'm like looking. I just did a quick little. Let me. I love DuckDuckGo. Anybody still using Google? I'm sorry, you're really missing out. I just did an image search of Bonnie Gillespie houses of the chart. First of all, yay, not bad. This is all mostly me, but I love that one of the things that it's got is this my decans breakdown of the houses. That's so cute. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll do that one's really small. Do I have a larger one? Do I have a larger one? This is yeah. Okay, we'll go to that. Let's go to view file there. Let's see if we can. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh, no,
Okay.
you can see it.
All right,
Yeah.
you can see it. All right. So planet is the what, sign is the how, the house is the where. The
Mhm.
house is also, when we're talking about relationships, a person that we meet there or people that we meet there. And so the reason the first house is where the ascendant is, no matter what house system you're using, it either first house either starts with your ascendant or the ascendant is in there because the first house is the one that has no co-stars. There's nobody but you. So you. And that's why I was saying when I go visit relatives, I'm operating from my first house and nobody wants that. They want me to be their third house or their fifth house or their whatever, depending on relationship. Second house is when let's see, for that's going to be earned revenue and your stuff and your valuables. So this is going to be, I don't know what would be a person that you would encounter in the second house. Let's look at my rulership thing because it actually has a list by houses. That's a really good question.
And
Says some ancestors are here, right? Earning capacity, bankers. Yeah.
your
Bankers.
values and enoughness. I mean, that's pretty.
But thinking of people, yeah, it's like it's
Oh,
bankers, financial professionals, sources of revenue, vocal coaches. That's interesting. That's very specific.
what?
Um, oh,
Like a terrible vocal coach.
step brothers and step sisters through the step parent of the same sex of the native and their appearance and personality. Wow, that's wild.
Okay. So in your, I don't know what you want to share, but
Yeah.
in your family, if you happen to have a stepmother,
Yes.
Then
It's who is she to my dad? So if my dad is fourth house and she is spouse, she's seven from the fourth, which would put her in seven from the fourth would put her in the 12th. That's interesting. Yeah, stepmother. These were stepdaughter, stepson,
okay,
stepchildren.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it, got it, got
Yeah.
it.
I was like, wait, that's on second though. Yeah. Yes, you're correct. You're correct. Okay. Next up, third house, that's going to be your siblings. It's going to be cousins as well. That's not using derivative houses though. So cousins would then get moved using derivative houses. Fourth house is going to be the home, roots, uh, ancestry in general, not using derivative houses. It's also going to be that unseen parent or the home parent, as we were discussing using Bear Rivers interpretation, which I really like. Fifth house, that's going to be your kids. It's also risk taking, childlike glee, inner child work sometimes is here.
Play, fun.
Play, fun, risk taking, being
Yeah.
seen. Sixth house is your daily life, health and habits, your employees, pets go here. People who, yeah, people who work for you if you run a business, people that, and who you are in your job if you have a jobby job, because it's like the employee place. It also used to be the house of slavery, interestingly enough. So it can be a house of drudgery. It's also where we go to look at, I'm unwell. What's wrong with me? Look at the sixth house. Seventh house is going to be your person, your partner, your plus one, your spouse. Yeah, one-on-one stuff. The eighth house is going to be ghosty people, or in the case of derivative houses, we would
Oh my
count.
God.
Yeah. Well, so
Well,
my
there you go. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius,
yeah,
Aquarius. Okay, I mean
yeah.
eighth house.
Eighth is it's your ghost, it's your people on the other side, people in the shadows. It's
Okay.
shadow work, it's entrepreneur work, it's all the depth of stuff. It's the occult, astrology's there, like all the woo-woo shits in the eighth house. It's great. But it's also entrepreneur revenue that you can't count on, meaning windfalls or investments or taxes and things that
You don't see it coming.
you don't see it coming. You don't control through your work effort the financial money that comes in on the eighth house, whereas in the second house you do. Ninth house, we've got this is going to be international people, professors, lawyers, publicists, no, publishers. Publicists could technically be up there. Astrologers can be up there. Cult leaders, religious leaders can all be ninth house. 10th house, obviously, that's the scene parent, or it's also the most public place in your chart. So it's who you are as a boss, but it's also people in positions of power, politics, people that we might buck heads with when we're thinking of that kind of relational situation. And then the 11th house, your huge friend group, like your audience, if you have an audience, your fan group, friend group, your collective, your community, people that you do activism for. And then the 12th house is your mental health and karma and all that shadow stuff and subconscious. And that means ghosts can also show up there, relatives, ancestors, mental health work, things that feel like they're connected to with you, but beyond the here and now. Okay, so just with that in general, now we can take a look at what is the relationship doing derivative houses, which is house addition. It's basically, so for instance, I was going through something whenever it was a few years ago and getting a reading from someone, and I was looking at my perfection situation, and the person who was doing the reading said, have you perfected from sect light? And I was like, I haven't. Tell me more about that. And basically it's the same thing. You can do any technique by putting whatever you want in the first house and then do the technique from there. And so that's kind of what we're doing with this.
Okay.
So like Jonathan,
You're rolling up your sleeves for this.
I am. I'm also like avoiding the.
I see, but
I know,
it's really interesting lighting.
I'm having
like
an
it.
interrogation from Leo right now.
Where were you? Oh,
no, what'd you get?
just Rue on my wrist.
Okay, and Rue's red, right? On
Well,
Mars, on Mars Day. I gotta lower the blinds. This is too funny.
yes, it can be copper color, and in certain places or certain families, like my family's like, oh, the Rue's not dark enough, so we do very dark.
So you make it kind of like burgundy.
I'll show it to you right now.
Hey, that came down fast. All right.
Just fall.
All right. Now I should have better control over my lighting, but I may like
Ooh.
now be in the dark. Let's look. Let's look. Am I in the dark? Ah, that's good.
Okay. Can you see?
Look at the Trinity in there.
I know, it's pretty dark,
Oh
huh?
God, that's got to be smelling so good.
It smells really
Oh,
good. It
I
smells
had
good.
I had Pringles.
Well,
My fucking
look, Pringles are good.
they really are. Unfortunately, they have wheat in them, so
Oh, well,
I
so
know
does
bet I
this.
know better than to, I'm gonna be itchy later, but that's fine. It's Mars.
You can do almost like you can make this in any way. I went through a period of time where I was actually not eating a whole lot because I was trying to sort out what was causing inflammation.
Yeah.
And so I was able to do I did a whole lot of experimenting.
Well, because you use flour. Are you able to use gluten-free flour or do you use
You can.
cornmeal or something?
Yeah, no, I can use gluten-free flour
Corn
and it doesn't really
cornstarch.
mess. Like when you're cooking sometimes gluten-free, it just has this density about it. But I think because when you're mixing it in this, you can do different um proportions. Proportions.
Sure.
And it doesn't it's not as it'll thicken it, but it doesn't wind up being super dense.
Got it. Cool. All right. So I was like doing your spoos. So
Uh-huh.
like he's in your seventh house.
Uh-huh.
And then if I wanted to look up something going on with his sister, I would look in your chart at the ninth house, 10th house. Wait, because his sister would be sibling, which is third house from the seventh house, and third house from the seventh house is the 10th house, right?
You're asking the wrong
I
person.
know. I'm asking
I'm
the book.
visual.
I know.
I'm super visual. I'm trying
Well,
to
and
uh
now I've changed my light source, which means my brain is in a different place. But also, I had a big medical astrology class this
I
morning, which I'm so
know.
proud of. Y'all
That's
should join us. Y'all should join us for revisioning. We're starting a whole year of body astrology, sign by sign, and we just had our kickoff where we set intentions and come up with like some guidelines for how it's going to go. It's my most affordable membership. Sister-in-law.
I'm afraid I'm asking a lot of you, considering the fact that you just spent all that time, however many hours you went, and
I
I
am
know.
mad at this book. Sister-in-law says see brother-in-law.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh
oh,
boy.
oh, I'll see brother-in-law. Okay. Yes. Brothers and sisters in general, third house. And then,
So if he had a sister,
right. Okay. I love this. Friends of brothers. Okay. Yes. So let's see. Yes. Yeah. In law. There we go. Brothers in law, sisters in law, ninth house. Okay. So I was right the first time. Okay. So he's your seventh house. And
Mhm.
then that would mean we pretend seventh house is first house and go to the third house, which would be ninth house in your chart, which means to look for his sister, his brother, if he has those people, they are in the ninth house of your chart. So when
Okay.
we have stuff come up in weird places and we're like, I don't even have anything in that part of my chart, it's like, it doesn't matter. You have relationships with people, and those relationships create energy in parts of your chart that you might not experience otherwise.
Okay. Can you do it the opposite way so that it makes sense to me, like in my real life? Because then that way it'll make sense to
Yeah.
me. Like,
Give
so
me the specific.
Jonathan and then my sister.
Okay. So, like, who is he to you, or
I don't know, whatever you're,
who is she to you? Like, we want to do it for
no,
him. Like, where
who
would we
is,
look in his chart for her?
do we look at his chart? We would have to look at his chart for her, right?
If he wanted to look at his own chart and find out where your sister is,
Yeah.
say,
Okay.
well, so he would go,
Let's do it. He
he,
didn't care what we,
yeah, Jonathan would look at his seventh house because that's Melissa.
and that's Libra.
Okay. And then he would go to his ninth house because it's his seventh house's third house, which would be the ninth house, which would be Sagittarius.
Sag.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your sister is in his ninth house.
Which makes a lot of sense,
Does
actually.
it?
Hmm.
Oh, wow. How so?
Hmm. And my brother too,
Yes, both would be good.
because Well, first of all, he has a lot already in his ninth house.
Oh,
Yeah, his son and all kind of things. And there is
when is his birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
the 18th
Did it already happen? Happy
of
birthday.
December.
Okay, it's coming up. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a real like exploratory, the sky is the limit, gonna challenge some of the like philosophical conversations, lots of learning, like higher learning, at least in discussion. And I mean, there is a lot of that with both my brother and my sister.
I was going to say, I bet that the conversations they all have when y'all are together as a family tend to get really heady and
Yeah.
everybody knows everything. Yeah.
Just gonna scoop this up.
Yeah, dude, just go back to that room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it again. Do it again. Let's pick somebody else you want to check and let's see. Because it's fun once you figure out the puzzle of it, but it's also it's fictional astrology. It's
Yeah.
experiential. We are going, these are the experiences I'm having, and now does this make sense that they are happening there? Check this out with this little experimentation.
And here's a tip. If when you get in the weeds with your own families, if you want to just check out and say that you have some homework to do, just leave and try to figure out what the hell's going on
There you go.
by coming back to this and okay, what about I'm trying to think maybe my dad
Okay.
and
So
his relationship to Jonathan. So if he's Gemini rising,
so we're looking at your dad's chart to find Jonathan.
yes.
Great. So we look at your dad's chart and we go to his fifth house because that's where you are.
You're gonna have to help me with that.
Your
Which one?
dad, your dad has
Yes,
Gemini
Gemini.
rising,
Yes.
right? Let's do it on screen. Let's do it on
Yeah,
screen.
thanks. I've just gotta I have
Girl,
to like
I
go
got you.
like this
No,
and
I got you. I got you. I got you. Where is that cute? No,
Gemini,
we'll do it in here. We'll do it in here.
Sag,
We'll use the clock. All right. So let's go. Let's go edit and let's go. This is going to be M
the Virgo.
Crim
No, it's not Virgo.
Diddy. Um,
Libra,
oh, wait a second. I don't want to actually do that. What did you say he is?
Gemini rising.
Okay, so we're just going to move around until we get to Gemini rising. I'm not even going to have to create a chart because we're not worried about that as much as we are just getting
It's Libra.
right. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
dad has Gemini rising, which
Uh-huh.
means you are in his chart in the Libra house, fifth house, because you are his kid. You're already laughing at that.
I'm laughing because all of my siblings are. We are all so social justice oriented. I mean, we have all had, like, to a challenging degree, for a boomer or a silent generation.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure he and my mom are like, what happened to us? But no, I mean, really and truly, my sister and I are both therapists. We both do a ton of work with social justice. My brother has lived in multiple different countries doing lots of humanitarian work. And I mean, it's just spot on.
Oh, y'all make them batty. I love it. I love
Hmm.
it. Okay, well, so then who is Jonathan to your dad? Well, you, Melissa, live in your dad's fifth house, and your seventh house is where Jonathan lives. So we want to go to what would be the seventh house from the fifth house. And this is where we go, okay, we go right over to Taurus, 12th house. So Jonathan lives
Yep.
in the 12th house of your Diddy's chart.
Yeah. And you want to know what Jonathan's role is to be very stable and supportive
Taurus, 12th house.
and not talk much. Listen to my dad, be super stable, on occasion pop out with something very funny or challenging, but not typically, and just to show up and like he is like the go-to now. Everyone's like, because my dad's like, oh my God, with all this fifth house, like his kids, and Jonathan will just listen and
Mm-hmm.
be supportive and listen and be supportive and, take care of some very physical needs. And, so yes, all of that makes total sense.
So you know how I sent you the link to that my therapist, I'm in love with my therapist and he didn't fire me and what's
Oh
wrong, like
my God,
that
that
viral nonsense. So,
so awful.
but she's been getting advice from Chat GPT. And so it's gotten me thinking, where is Chat GPT in the chart?
Oh my God.
And it's like,
Because we
well,
all have a relation. Well, many of us have some.
and who are you substituting it for? Is it your therapist? Is it your God? Is it your best friend? Is it your yeah? This one that the link that I sent you was to
Thing.
someone who actually looked at studies that show the language learning models specifically are depending on cultural clues and cues in the
Oh
words that
God.
you choose. It's racist.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's deciding your education
100%.
yeah, your education level and personality traits based on the vernacular.
Yeah, and what's very clear is that AI is only as decent as the prompters and the programmers.
Yep.
So it can be, I think that there can be some great uses for AI if there are people who genuinely want to take as much of the bias out as possible. But then there are,
But gotta do
aside
the
from
work.
what it's doing to the planet, I absolutely know that. I'm just simply saying, as far as how it's programmed and who does the prompting.
And this is where, especially this one that I sent you, you as a therapist, I was just like,
Yeah,
at what point, like you're in therapy with a client and they talk about how between sessions, because they can't afford to see you as much because their insurance is shit, so they have been seeing Chat GPT between sessions, and here's what their Chat GPT therapist said. And like, how do we even begin
I don't know.
to,
Hasn't happened
because
yet.
especially when people are feeling lonely and they need someone to like just to make them feel heard, it is so dangerous.
Well, it's really dangerous for a few reasons, in my opinion, because there is this confirmation bias thing. I mean, I've messed
Oh yeah.
around enough with it to know, like, I've told you some of it. Like, if I ask a question, it's like, oh, yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. There's only been one time I was dying, and I'll tell you about it later. And it was like, do not, under any circumstances, do that.
Oh, I can't wait to find out what it was.
Mhm.
Because
Right.
there's
And it wasn't even anything inappropriate. It was
okay.
like, I don't even know. I was like, well, I wonder what about this and this. And it was like, do not approach that this way. And I was like, well, thank God.
How
Some,
funny, because I've not heard of it finding much inappropriate, honestly.
oh, I'll take a screenshot and send it to you.
Okay,
I
do.
was at least happy to hear that. But sometimes I've had to challenge back and say, wait a minute, you're just being a yes person.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it'll go, you're right. I'm just being a yes person. So take it with a grain of salt. And certainly, I mean, there are some good things that can come out of it. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Just some really scary things that can come out of
Mhm.
it.
So I'm like, so innovations in technology
Yeah.
and stuff live in the 11th house in general. Big tech 11th house, little tech like your little phone and texting third house. Um, I don't think
Hmm.
this book, I don't think artificial intelligence would have made it in here yet, but maybe. Let's look.
So if you want to know what your
Nope.
relationship, honest to God, just I'm laughing about that because my my moon and Saturn are in my 11th house in Taurus.
Huh?
And with so much that I do about like structures and looking at systems of power
Yep.
and structure, and I mean you too, and then like moon
Yeah.
related business, it makes in the
Well,
collective.
you and I both have our chart ruler in the 11th house, which means we're going to keep our lives focused on 11th house matters, because wherever your chart ruler lives in your natal chart is where you are going to keep your attention, because that's the source of all your energy.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were already going to do that.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um, all right. I'm
that's why
looking
we're doing what we're doing. It's why we're doing what we're
it is
doing.
why we're doing, girl. All right. Internet. Seriously? Internet's not in here. When the fuck was this book written?
Before the internet, before
That
Al Gore
that
invented the
can't
internet.
that can't be. First printing 1971. All right, I'll give it to you.
Oh,
But wait, current printing 2007. If somebody updated this in 2007, okay, I'll bite. I'm going to look up World Wide Web. Do
Oh, that's going to be it.
you think?
Hmm.
Maybe it's under computers.
Is it not under the World Wide Web?
Worldly Outlook.
Look up dial up.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go to technology because this is bonkers. All right, tickling.
Oh, no.
All right,
Gee.
technicians, techniques, technocracies, technology. It gives me no house. It just says it is Capricorn and Uranus. Interesting. Capricorn for the
Well, it
system.
has to be.
Yeah, Capricorn for the systems and Uranus for the disruption. Yep.
It's got to be 11th house.
Yeah, it's got to be.
We've
Okay,
decided.
we've decided. We made it. This is our book. We did it. Boom. Publish that. Chat GPT. Put that in the AI. So
Oh, it's listening and it will.
yeah. Okay. So my friend, close friend, third house, not a close friend, 11th house. If my 11th house person is using Chat GPT, we go 11 houses from 11 houses. I mean, from the 11th house. So they're in the 10th house. So my observation of that person's use of Chat GPT comes from my 10th house. My 10th house is Cancer, saying you need to bring a person into it. It needs to nurture. It needs to be not tech. Interesting.
And mine is Aries.
Mm-hmm. Sovereignty, but also new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open to being schooled on where we might put Chat GPT otherwise. That'd be
Rachel.
cool. Yeah, I know, Rachel. So we're gonna in December do derivative houses unless we need to do more JFDI entrepreneurship astrology in aligned MCs. I know now I'm like talking about our schedule in front of people. Hi everybody. Hope you enjoyed catching up with us.
I know people are going to be like, what have we gotten into? What is going on here?
Two ladies who want to continue to hang out and get together and sometimes have conversations that might be interesting to the internet. So we put them up, but it's not our podcast.
No. And also, hopefully what will happen is when people watch all parts over time, they'll be like, "Oh God, this is really interesting. I need to know more about this. I want to know more about ancestors. I do want to understand why I react to my parents or in-laws or whomever."
Okay,
Like
so in-laws, like whose in-laws, like your siblings' spouses or your spouse's siblings or something else, parents,
well, I
what?
mean, just my sibling spouses.
So
Because
you're
my spouse doesn't have siblings,
right.
and
So
my
your siblings' spouses, you would
Mhm.
go third house and then seven from third, which is going to be 10th. So Aries, that's why you have issues with your siblings' spouses because they are in your house of I do it my damn self. Stop telling me what to do.
Oh hell, I don't have that with my brother-in-law would laugh if he saw this because he knows. Damn it, he
Good,
knows.
good,
He knows.
good.
Now my sister-in-law, she's at least not like overtly. I mean, she has ideas and she can be particular about certain things, like we all can be. Um, no, my brother-in-law's a stinker, and I adore him.
Good.
He would be one
That's
of my calls.
oh, that's good. That he's got bail money.
Oh, or something.
Good. Yeah,
He would, I love him. We just clash because we're both opinionated.
that's all
We
right.
don't even clash. It's not even that. We just go at it sometimes.
Like fire signs.
Hmm. I don't
Because
know what his rising sign
but
is,
it
but
doesn't
he's
matter. It's
for it.
he's in a fire sign house of yours, is what I was saying.
Indeed.
Isn't this fun? And we can do it like infinitely, like because then look at who are you in their chart, and it's going to be a different place.
And
It's
then if you go up a generation, like you can, we don't have to do that today, but you're saying like I could go up to, like I knew both of my great grandmothers.
yeah, yeah. Because what you do is you would go That's my mom's mom. That's, you got to go, same thing that we did at the very beginning of fourth house or 10th house for each of them. And so we don't move over to another person's chart, but we do consult. So if my mom's in my fourth house and her mom in her chart would have been in her 10th house, then I got to go 10 houses from the fourth, which puts it in the second. And then I'm looking at her mom, and her mom would have been in her fourth house. So now I got to go four from the second, which puts it in my sixth for the great grandmother. Seriously, I geeked out. This is when I fell in love with Rachel. I was in a class of hers, and I mean, I said, okay, but what if, and she goes, okay, that's this. I'm like, it's math, it's geeky math, and I love it so much. Oh my God, math was my favorite subject in school. Love it so much. I know I'm weird.
No, it's not weird. I just don't relate. I mean, I can do math, but that is not my thing. I was like,
Oh, but by
okay.
the way, that's my Libra stellium says, you mean I can do it with math and not feelings? Yay. By the way, that whole like, I love you because I let you stay here, hurt his feelings.
I just got one year.
I had to make it better.
I mean,
I had to offer to take it off the internet.
well, you just did it again.
I know.
Jesus.
Offer. I had to offer. I didn't have to take it down. I had to offer. I had to offer.
And you are admittedly saying that that is something that you struggle with, not in any way some sort of indictment about him.
Of course. Of
Sure.
course.
Wow.
It's all about. Yeah. Thank you very much, Melissa, for that reframe. Trying to keep me married over here.
I can tell you right now, the only reason anyone chose me is because that's not true.
Because you're awesome.
No, I know. I'm being self-deprecating and
Okay.
ridiculous, but he's got the patience of I don't know who. In fact, yesterday I was like, why don't you just like get mad at me sometimes? He's like, well, I'm not, because I'll be scrambling. He's like, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
I read out the text that you were sending me last night about you trying to keep a straight face when he was looking at your. And as I'm reading it, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. And Keith starts laughing and he's holding his sides. And I'm like, we are bawling and bending over, laughing so hard, being y'all in that story. And I was just like, I get it. I get it. Oh my God. He
Oh,
is.
I know. They need to just probably have a support group.
I think they do. I think they do. Yeah. Yeah.
And my brother-in-law can be in on that too, honestly, because
okay.
my sister is the same.
Oh boy.
He's like, what are you in there doing? Hey, we were gonna go to the store. And he walks in and she's cutting out the fingers of some gloves. He's like, what? But why are you doing that now? And she's like, because I need these gloves and I need to cut the fingers out. And he's like, okay. So Blake calls while Jonathan and I are in the store, and I'm like wandering around. And he's like, do you want to know what your sister just did? Anyhow, they can have a club.
It's good. Give them support for one another.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good. And also with Keith's Sagittarius rising, Keith would join in that Sagittarius chat. Jonathan Sagittarius sun, Keith Sagittarius rising. They would, yeah. Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
Well, I could do this forever.
I know, me too. That's why we do it, because it's been too long and we got to catch up, and then we put it out on the internet and y'all can go, that was fun. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Please, whatever you're doing with your relatives and your travel, be safe and try to not take anything personally. Just
if you are attached to an outcome, if you are attached to the idea that it will be this way or that way, then there's a really, really, really strong chance that you'll be sorely disappointed. And it's not because things were terrible, although they certainly can be. But it's because, even this year I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I had a moment earlier today when I was like, oh, I'm making this year is just so different. What's the point?
Look, it's a lot. It's a lot. There was someone out on one of the astrology discords I'm in who said, I just haven't felt right since 2016. And I know I can't even say that because I realized that the reason I felt okay in 2016 was because of my privilege and how much was masked for me. So I can't even say I wish I could go back to when everything was better because it's not that anything was better. It's just that I didn't know. It's that whole
It's never been better for
ignorance is
everyone.
bliss. It's never been better. Right.
Better for some is always means not better
Right.
for all.
Right. So
Um,
you know now, and you got to have some kind of hope because we can't get a damn thing done if we lose all hope.
no. And on that note,
On that note,
at some point, what I would like to tell you about, and even others, is about we've been working toward doing some things about activism. And like on here, astrologically connected,
yes,
and in other ways. But I, in my life here, as a therapist, have adjusted some of that and have met with some people and have made some connections because what I'm finding is so many people are struggling.
yep,
So many people need a jumping off point. And whether we go through an astrological diving board, or that they don't ever have at a swimming pool anymore, or whether we go through therapeutic or whatever,
yep,
people are needing that. And so many of us are in the same boat. But what I walked away from this group with is like, it's okay, like tiny little bits of hope, tiny bits of hope. And you show up where you can, and you set limits where you can, and then you build some muscle, and then community is everything. So there's that.
agree.
And that's also probably going to come up in a lot of people's going home for things.
Yep.
The other thing is, I told some people who were a little more woo leaning in that group about the astrology part,
Yeah.
and then about the Lilith things that I'm interested in and
Yes,
doing. And
sister.
I don't even have an appointed date to do some of it, but two people already signed up.
Yeah.
And
It
that's also a really interesting thing to consider when you come away from, the systems that raised you, figuring out where those pain points are and where you feel like the too much, not enough, and have been labeled and internalized that. So I'm excited to come back and
Do you have a place where people can go and sign up yet?
yes,
Okay. So we'll put it in the description.
yes, it is my website.
Okay. Celestialrootsastrology.com.
That's correct.
Boom. Done.
Okay.
I love you.
I am thankful for you.
I am so grateful you are in my life. It makes me very happy every day, whether I talk to you or not, to think of
Mhm.
you and know that I have the glow of your friendship and sisterhood in my life. So thank you. Bye, everybody. Be safe.